Yeah, which is being also put forth by Dr. Eseli here, we should go on a lockdown.
Yes, before I do that, I think the concerns raised by the viewer are valid.
Yes.
It invites me to speak to the issue of scaremongering. It is dangerous at this time for us to help people lose confidence. Clearing a throat is not one of the signs and symptoms of this disease. Let Kenyans know that the signs and symptoms are now understood. You'll either have fever, or you'll have a dry cough, or you will have chest pain, or you'll have general body fatigue. Those are the things. But otherwise, if we do not remain focused, you might end up admitting yourself simply because you are becoming over suspicious. I know of a friend of mine who was asking me on Friday whether he should go for the test, and I asked him why. He told me, I'm just feeling generally tired. And I heard that one of our senators who had come from abroad had mixed with you people and also had been with me. So I told him that's not the way. We must actually focus on the real thing. Now, coming to the issue of lockdown, I want to support Dr. Eseli. My eldest brother was born in 1933, and he was around in 1952. He has told me that there was a lockdown in Kenya in 1952 during the state of emergency. That did not bring life to an end. So he was assuring me that should the government decide on lockdown, life will still go on. It is not something which is completely out of this world. We have to reassure members of the public. Why we must support lockdown, it is because of the principle of the price and the bar. A lockdown, you're setting the bar very high. And in the process, you are paying a very small price. But if you refuse to raise the bar, then be prepared to pay a high price. Common sense requires that we all don't want to pay a high price, and therefore we should raise the bar, and which means lockdown. Now, even as we encourage the government to consider lockdown, we must not just say the word lockdown. There is a lot of responsibility that will be accompanied with the decision to make a lockdown. Namely, people who are under lockdown will not be able to pay their electricity bills, will not be able to pay water bills. These people will not be able to pay rent. These people will not be able to buy food. So the government, as they ponder over the lockdown, which should come quickly, they should quickly take up the responsibility for a period of only 21 days, 30 days. The government can surely take up the responsibility of rent, water bills, electricity bills, and actually be able to give people food. We are lucky that this problem has come when devolution has now taken off. If you go to most of the counties, there is a county structure that cascades from the county government, from the county headquarters up to the village. It therefore gives an opportunity for the government through the devolved structures to actually deliver food and other requirements to villages. And as Dr. Eseli has said, there is a lot of order in the villages. In the villages, homes are between half a kilometer to 1 kilometer apart. So the issue of isolation is not very complicated. People just stay in their home, and food will be delivered by the county government motor vehicles. Thirdly, the government should be prepared to take advantage of the fact that 18 million Kenyans are actually economically productive. Of these 18 million, 3 of them are in the formal sector. 3 million are in the formal sector, and 15 million are in the informal sector. It means if an economic stimulus package is advanced to these people have dependents, then that package will trickle down to the dependents, and they'll obviously benefit. What do I mean? I mean, for example,
Yes.
the people in the formal sector in employment, what should stop the government from giving them a salary advance as a stimulus package of 3 months? Then they will sort out in future whether they will write off that 3 months advance salary or whether they'll recover it subsequently when we shall be recovering in future. But they give them money so that these people can go and do sufficient shopping of what they require, and they stay at home, and that food will be made use of not only by themselves, but even their dependents. The government should also go to development partners. And our most recent development partner, Kenyans, is a country called China. We note that the United States has already given the government of Kenya 18 billion shillings. We are yet to hear anything from China. We would be expecting that China would be having a sense of moral responsibility to also do what the Americans are doing. If for nothing else, but the fact that it is now a fact of science that in October 2007, clinical microbiologists, upon doing conclusive studies in southern China, warned that the coronavirus was a time bomb. In 2007, the Chinese did not listen. They went on feasting on wild meat, and in the process, this has come to pass. So they should take advantage of their immense wealth, their immense advancement in medical science, so their readily available medical human power, so that they can help other countries to cushion against the coronavirus. The issue of development partners, it is not just a question of grants. The government also has an opportunity. It can go and reschedule loans. Not it can go, it should go and reschedule loans, because this is common sense. Everybody understands this, and there should be no resistance. Finally, but not least, I don't think we are telling Kenyans what they need to know also. You know, the amount of panic, we are making it look like once somebody gets the coronavirus, it's a death sentence. The answer is no. When a patient gets infected of coronavirus, unless that patient has got a pre-existing condition, medical condition, that patient runs only a risk of 3% of losing his life. We have to tell people these truths so that they are able to avoid what happened in Kakamega last week. I know a guy who had a cough from other illnesses walked into the hospital, and when he started coughing, all the nurses and the doctors ran away from the patient because of scaremongering and not sending the actual correct message.
Was that in Kakamega?
It was in Kakamega, referral hospital, because people are not being given the right information. The people who are most at risk are the aged, people with conditions that lower their immunity. My colleague has spoken to them. He left out things like renal diseases. There are a lot of people who are on renal dialysis in this country, people suffering from diabetes, people who are on treatment for tuberculosis. All these people, their immunity has gone down. They are the people who should really be worried. Also, little children, their immunity is very robust. Should a child come down with the disease, know that that child is going to recover. Do not pronounce death for that particular child. I'll stop there for now.
All right, but you mentioned also the government having all these stimulus packages, but also looking at the recent editorial cartoon that we had from Gado really showcases where the government is as far as finances is concerned. I said we are running on fumes. Look at that. Now we have a new entrant, which is coronavirus. And looking at the government's, safe as it is, it's empty. So where will we get money to actually pay for electricity bills, right?
Before my brother takes it,
where will we get money?
I'm the one who brought it.
Yes, please.
If the government can be able to get loans to build the standard gauge railway line, if they can get loans to build superhighways, then we can make the same effort to cushion people for 3 months. I mean, look at, for example, yesterday, when we waited for 2 hours to listen to the president, and then the president came and told us the important matter of 4G internet connectivity. Yes, we thanked him for this, but that is not our problem. We want to push the government, we push the president, we push the cabinet to know that we want them to speak to the life-threatening issues. Internet is not one of them.